If grief is safely processed, the nervous system learns that we can survive this energy. And then the prediction shifts from overwhelm to I can be with this. And maybe I can even share this. This episode is about post-traumatic wisdom and why the common narrative of bouncing back stronger misses the full truth. It matters because healing isn't just about resilience or perspective. It's also about grief, surrender, and the wisdom that comes from metabolizing what trauma once made unsafe to feel.
Welcome to Trauma Rewired. I'm your co-host, Elisabeth Christoph, founder of BrainBase.com, an online community where we use applied neurology and somatics for resilience, behavior change, and personal growth. And I'm also the founder of the Neurosomatic Intelligence Coaching Certification, an ICF-accredited course for coaches, therapists, and practitioners to bring the nervous system into all of the good work that you do.
And I'm your co-host, Jennifer Wallace. I'm a neurosomatic psychedelic preparation and integration guide, and I bring your nervous system into peak somatic experiences so that you can feel the wisdom, embody the growth, and create a life that you desire.
With somatic expert and NSI-certified practitioner Veronica Rottman, founder of Soma School, we'll explore the difference between growth and wisdom after trauma. Together, we'll unpack why wisdom includes humanity, loss, and identity shifts, and how understanding the female nervous system, neuroscience, and emotional processing give us a pathway to integrate our experiences, including pain, rather than bypass it, to transform growth into embodied wisdom. In your work, Veronica, with people, especially as you're working with women, how do you see some of the emotional predictions start to shift towards safety as people are able to somatically be with their bodies? And how does that impact somebody's ability to grow and respond and predict the world differently from this work?
Yeah. Well, with the female nervous system in particular, we are more impacted and motivated by the social engagement system. So there is this tendency towards being hyper attuned in, in social settings to others, to the social and physiological body-based cues of other people. And because of that, we are neurocepting potentially, especially when you add trauma to the equation and relational trauma to the equation, more cues of threat. When we read things like facial expressions, studies show we're more likely to interpret facial expressions negatively if we have trauma versus even when they're not negative. So what I see happening, even just in watching my clients over time in class or in one-on-ones, is that they're able to engage with me, eye contact, right? Being able to turn towards me relationally without needing to turn away. And I relate to this so deeply because their body feels safer, neurocepting safety in the relational field itself. And of course, interoceptively, there's more activity in the female nervous system in our insula. So we naturally have more capacity for feeling interoception, which makes sense. We do things like, we menstruate, we have babies if we want to. There's more physiological inner cues that we need to be aware of. But this can work against us. It can lead to a lot of hyperattunement to our inner sensations and then a pathologization of those cues, right? So we work a lot with the female nervous system and helping to actually uncouple that association of any little twinge inside or any little whisper of sensation equals there's something wrong. And that is important for processing emotions because your emotions live in your body. Mm-hmm. And I think and I know you both speak to this so deeply, and I'm so grateful for it. The massive amount of shame that binds and inhibits emotional processing, specifically, across the board, I think globally for everybody who has trauma, right? But for the female nervous system, we experience social shame more intensely. So working to unfreeze the nervous system, thaw out, freeze, and really unbind the shame so that we can have free flowing anger, so that we can have free flowing even pleasure, free flowing fear, grief, all of it, because the shame really packs on this inhibitory brake around all of our emotions so that we can't feel them. And I know for myself, it created a lot of dissociation. So I
Mhm.
always knew I was a deeply feeling human being, but there was this sense of there's this undercurrent of so much to feel, but I can't feel it.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Like
Yeah.
I
Hard
I
relate.
have a yeah.
Yeah, I
So
really
I have
relate
so
to
much
that.
to yeah. Yeah, well, there's this sense of like, when it comes to the dissociation, like, I know there's a lot of wisdom there too with those emotions, but I'm not able to verbalize it, right? Because if you can't feel it, how can you tap into that reservoir of your own truth?
When you think about the idea of feeling it into verbalizing it, is this the growth turning to wisdom? Like the spectrum of how the emotional experience starts to express.
100%. And I think that there can be a major block for a lot of people and a lot of women, especially with vocal freeze, right?
Yeah.
We're taught to shrink our voices and not express. And uh even the term regulation itself, I struggle with because we are naturally meant to fluctuate in our
Mhm.
emotions more.
Mhm.
And that's a gift. And it's not just a gift to us, it's a gift to everyone around us, that we feel deeply and we love deeply, right? So, yes, I think that we're meant to share our wisdom. And when we're not able to process that somatically, it's really difficult to be able to verbalize that gift. Yeah.
Yeah, and I think, if emotions are predictions and we're able to update these predictions through our experiences, then if grief is safely processed, the nervous system learns that we can survive this energy, and then the prediction shifts from overwhelm to I can be with this. And maybe I can even share this, right? And this is where I have
Mhm.
found that NSI practices have been so powerful because by working in my physiology and the modulation of activations of emotions, that we can change that neuroceptive landscape, creating conditions for these new predictions to come through, and then processing becomes possible, and that allows integration and then that post-traumatic wisdom to come through. And it's not that trauma takes our cortex offline, it's that our thoughts and motivations are reorganized by survival predictions. And so processing
Mhm.
emotions is what lets the new predictions emerge.
Make sure to subscribe to this episode on our audio platforms or hit the little bell on YouTube to subscribe to our channel so that you never miss an episode, because we have lots of exciting conversations coming up, breaking down the science and the trauma of emotional health and nervous system resilience.